Ainsley Maitland-Niles, the latest to be linked with you from Arsenal. Is this close to happening, or is somebody knocking the radar?
No.
No?
I don't want to speak about rumors, any transfer news, or for all the other questions. Also, we play against Man United on the weekend. It's a big game coming up for us. The transfer window is still open, yes. But I try to bring the focus on a very important game for us and a very important game for the next weeks, and for a game that can give us the direction. And I think it's especially for me very important to focus on this work. And I think all the rumors around, I will not discuss any player or who's moving there. Or you can be sure, and this is the last thing I speak about the transfer market, that in this final, how many days are left? 6 days, there will come players in and there will go players out. This is what I can tell you.
In and out?
Yes.
Could you just give us an idea? Because fans desperately want to know how many make you
I don't
happy
know.
On a
I don't know who. I don't know who goes out. I don't know who goes in. But I'm sure that there will be in both directions something working.
What would make you happy then next Friday?
When I have 6 points more, and then I would be really happy, because then it means that we have done a fantastic job. What is on the pitch and with the team and everything else about players coming in and out, I can tell you afterwards if I'm happy or not.
Let's talk form of Che Adams then. Very good week for him.
Yeah.
You thought I was going to ask you a transfer question there, didn't you?
Yeah, he's good in the moment. He scores goals. He's on fire, and after the last Premier League game where he really had a big impact after coming on, he showed against Cambridge that he can score goals, and this is a signal of feeling comfortable in the situation he's in.
What I was actually going to ask you, so I didn't get to ask my questions, all I said with Che Adams is, you clearly knew that the form was there. With him, is it a case of confidence? And the last week, how far can those last two games take him? I mean, could it fuel him for the rest of the season, spur him on?
When you see the history of strikers, is always that when you have a long time where you don't score goals, this is not the best for your self-confidence. And I speak with a lot of experience in this part of this business, because it is always hard. And I think his last goal before this 2 against Leicester was in February, I think, like that. And so it's normal for a striker that you then a little bit frustrated or whatever. But it's on us to bring him in these positions. It's on us to help him going through there and still give him the trust. And when there will automatically come the moment when things are turning around. And then you need a game like this one where you step in and score 2 goals against Leicester, win the game for us. And then suddenly it's everything looks nicer, easier, and you are full of self-confidence. It goes very quick as a striker.
The swagger's back, is it?
Yeah.
Just in time for what you describe as a huge game. Man United, how different a prospect are they this week than they might have been a week ago?
Yeah, this is a team that has a new manager, and after a not very long pre-season where you as a new manager have to wait that every new player is coming in, that you have a whole squad available to work with them, to give your ideas space, time to develop them. It is not surprising that it doesn't work immediately, everything perfectly. Yeah? I mean, I see a very clear identity of what they are doing now, what they want to do now. And this is also not surprising that in the first 2 games it was not everything perfectly working. It would be more surprising when they are immediately flying. So, but this is still something what you can see, that there's a clear identity there now, and the last game has shown that they are a strong team and they come here to keep on going.
A surprise to many people that Man United did beat Liverpool. What did you take from that performance itself in terms of your preparation for the game on Saturday?
Yeah, that you are speaking still about a top team that is going for titles and will also do this season. And if you beat Liverpool at home, I think this is a big sign, a big message to everybody that they are definitely on a good way. And as I said, I see the clear identity, what they want to do. And after all the problems they had in the pre-season, I think it's important for them now, this win, and they will come with a lot of self-confidence.
A big reason for that win was the players that Erik ten Hag left on the bench and the changes he made. How important is it to make those decisions, and for kind of affecting your preparation for the game? You're not really sure who's going to start for them, and leaving them to big names on the bench, and also the chance of a Casemiro debut for the club.
I don't know if this was the reason why they won the game. Sometimes changes are because of tactical thoughts you have, and that makes it always difficult to be sure what we are facing, what squad we are facing here. And even if Casemiro is playing, then it is not so 100% clear that it is in what way ever a different squad. I mean, we have definitely facing a very strong team here, and in the end it's up to us to keep on going in the way we want to go. And we play at home in front of our crowd. We have shown the last two games that we are competitive, and this is the next big challenge, and we want to show ourselves how good we are.
There was lots of negativity from the opening day defeat. Obviously it's turned around since then, but how would you say morale is just across the camp with 1 week left of the transfer window?
Yeah, that we know that we had a tough first game against Tottenham, where we started quite well, but then haven't been good enough in this game. And since then, a lot of things have happened, and the team is coming closer together. We have had a few positive results now. That is always good for the self-confidence, for the commitment. And we are looking forward now to this busy next 10 days with some good games coming up, and we are hot.
Could be on paper the toughest 8 days of the season. Manchester United, Chelsea and Wolves away is a pretty difficult hat-trick. Is it easy to forget about the other two and just focus on United, or are you trying to manage a squad for both games at home beforehand?
No, it's fully focused on Man United. We want to continue what we have done well in the last 2 games, and with the best possible team, and then hopefully showing that we are again competitive at home, and with the crowd and with fans and with the atmosphere. Hopefully there we can create hopefully some problems for them, and this is what we want to do.
They were quite happy not to have the ball that much against Liverpool, but they pressed them a lot. It was a different Manchester United. There was a lot of effort without the ball from them. You like doing that as well. Are you going to be fighting fire with fire? We're going to see a very physical contest for possession.
I think it will be an intense game for sure, but this is always when you play against top teams, then you need to run more, sprint more, work more than the opponent, because they have very good individuals. I don't want to say that we don't have also good individuals meanwhile, but they are strong with the ball. With, as I said, some patterns what you can still see now, and it's up to us to don't let them get too comfortable with the ball, and that means that we have to be aggressive against the ball.
You've always talked about being brave, and I could say that you were brave in the last week going back to a back 4 against Leicester and saying, right, we're going to do something different, when you could have easily stayed to what you'd done pre-season. Can you carry on being brave? Are you going to be trying to be on the front foot, play with the back 4 again? Are you going to, is that the best way?
No, it's one way. I think you cannot underestimate the fact that we a little bit surprised maybe Leicester with this fact. This surprise is gone now when you go again like this, so they will also analyze you and look what you do, and we have still some patterns, I think, what we can do better, and I think we have shown in the past that we can be flexible tactically, but especially with the new players coming in, it was important to find something what to deliver on the pitch is a little bit easier than a 4-2-2 with clear, very, very difficult automatism you need to have. And we try to find something that we feel comfortable with, but doesn't look passive. We want to be active. We want to be still pressing them and give them early pressure, because this is what we are. What is our DNA, if you want.
Finally, injury news. Romain Perraud in particular. Is he getting close? And is there anyone else that's struggling since in midweek?
Romain is back in training. This is good to see, because he was out with groin problems, and now today it looked good. He wasn't ready for the cup game, so we tried to give him a good session on Tuesday with some other players. They stayed home and trained today, trained good, and now we will see for the weekend if he's ready for this.
We'll move on to this. I'll do a couple of talk. Just on Shay Adams, there continues to be a lot of noise, not just on social media, but maybe from journalists based up in Liverpool as well, suggesting that bids have been made by Everton. Can you categorically say that Everton have not made any bid for Shay Adams? Because that's the information I'm getting.
I can categorically say that he's our player and he will stay with us, and that we love him, especially then when he scores goals.
Definitely, even if they do bid, you told the board you don't want to sell it.
He's our player, and we will definitely not sell him in the summer.
And in terms of his reaction, I mean, the fact he scored goals with all this noise in the background, that suggests that he certainly hasn't been affected negatively by the rumours. Maybe the opposite effect. Maybe it's had a positive impact on him.
That's why you asked the question, huh? That we keep the positive effect alive.
Yeah. But have you seen that? Have you seen a change in his demeanour and his work rate maybe around training?
To be honest, so you are maybe more in the rumours than I am, because I'm more concentrating on how I can help him to score goals. But when I see his mode in the last weeks, changed completely since he scored, and I mean, not since we scored, since we changed the shape and since we play in a little bit different way, and this helps him definitely. And this is the reason why I think he feels more comfortable in this role like he was before.
Just one more from me. A lot's been made of the lack of height that Lisandro Martinez has or doesn't have. It looks like Shay might relish that confrontational battle. Would that be a big part of your game plan?
I think it's not that easy in football, to say, he's small, so bring the balls there, and he's a little bit taller, so don't kick it there. When it would be that easy, it's not that simple in football. But we will not be so stupid to think that it's going in that way. We have our plan. We definitely want to do things to let them struggle, and hopefully we can see this on Saturday. Thank you.
Move on to the second part of the
Yeah, sure. Hi, Ralph.
Hi.
I wanted to ask, Michael O'Neill lost his job at Stoke today. Obviously, you've got Will Smallbone there. Is it difficult? Does that kind of show the unpredictability of sending players out on loan when you're worried about whether they'll get the game time and develop in the way you want them to?
Yes, I mean, this is always part of the business, if you want. So you cannot think about, okay, they play this shape, so you go there, or they play this shape, because things can change very quickly. I think the most important thing is when you send a player somewhere that you hope that he gets the most game time that is possible. And I think he did not do a bad job in the first game, so I hope that he keeps on getting chances to get game time, because then it's a good loan period for him and for us.
How regular are your conversations with those players that are out on loan? Do you speak to them directly, or do you have other people that do that?
We have other people that do this and report me about the situation they are in, and this is, I think, a normal situation in all Premier League clubs.
And obviously on Tuesday night we saw 3 of the young kids getting their first team debuts as well. Speaking about that loan market, is it sometimes better to keep them at the club so that you can keep a close eye on them, or when they're that young, do you want them to go out and get that first team experience?
It depends on the point where he is or on the level he is in his development. Some players, like Will, for example, he had just played a few games in the Premier League, has shown that he's competitive, had a long injury. In such a situation, maybe it's better to give him opportunities somewhere else to get more game time. Very young lads like these 2 guys that were playing for us now, they are just on the way up. they can definitely stay longer with us, waiting for the moments like we had now on Tuesday night, that they get a chance against a lower league team to play, to have a first impact in the game, what is perfect for them, but it's still a long way to go for them.
You spoke about Don Ballard when he got that goal and how happy he was, and you said how pleased that made you. Is it that kind of thing as well, that, you know, one of the things that you enjoy most about your job is seeing those young kids really enjoy that moment in the first team?
Yeah, absolutely. This is, I think, what everybody's dreaming of. As a kid, you step in a team, you come in, and then you score a goal. And yeah, this is always nice. I can not forget the first goal I scored for a first team. I think it was a very big one. So it was a moment in my life I don't ever forget.
Alright, I won't ask about any transfers, but you did say a couple of weeks ago that you wanted to buy a fullback. What type of attributes do you look for in a fullback?
This is a position where we are a little bit short, if you want. We have now Musa rebuilt as a fullback, and he does in a good way. Hopefully this keeps on going like this. But because of the long injury from Tino, that was always a positioning where we were looking at, and yeah, I think this is. We can generally speak about the qualities a fullback should have, if it helps you. We can speak about the height or the speed or the defensive 1-against-1 or the qualities on the ball. When everything is there, it's most of the time too good for us. Very often players have some deficits when they are coming to us, but we know this, and then we have to work on this.
Do you look at a fullback that you can play at left back or right back, so it's quite versatile?
It's never a disadvantage if you have these qualities, but this is not always there. So we have with Kyle a player that can play both sides, and that means we have one, so it's not 100% necessary.
Just with Kyle, is it a case to say that he's perhaps even stronger on the left because he can use those dribbling attributes that he has?
Well, I think he also had shown on the right side some good games and scored goals against Leeds at home on this position. I think he sees himself also on the right side, but it's always good to know that there's not much different of the performance, hopefully always on a high level.
Justin Don Ballard, obviously impressed the other night. What does it say about his mentality that can come in and adapt straight away to first team level?
Yeah, but this is a moment when you're 2 up in a cup game, and you come in and you know that there will come the one or the other counter-attack chance for you, and then you have to run there and to want to score there. And this is the perfect, if you want, a situation for a young lad to come in, because that can, there is nearly no pressure, and you can go there and enjoy the moments and the minutes you get. And this is what he did, and yeah, then you are there for scoring your first goal, and this is good.
Sport Republic acquired their second club last week. What are the benefits that having a multi-club model is for you?
Yeah, it should be in the future that we take benefit of some players. They can move there or move from there to us. So this is the goal you have in the future. There are some other groups around there on the market, and that this is an advantage we have seen very often. Yeah, this is absolutely positive.
Just lastly, obviously Nathan Remmer's been a real key part of your team for the last 3.5 years. What does he need to do now to get back into that squad?
Yeah, as you said, we had with him very often beautiful moments together. He had again a tough preseason with injury, and it's at least the least game time so far in the squad. We will see what happens and what comes up for him and what we want to do.
Good afternoon, I'll just go back to Tuesday if I may. You've spoken loads about Don Ballard and his team and his play, but what I noticed was that your senior players, when he scored, their reactions to his goal were brilliant. Lots of big smiles, congratulations, and then the same on social media after. I mean, what can you say about the togetherness of the group and the spirit that they have to get around young players?
Yeah, I mean, I know that it is not so difficult to step in this team because they are a very, very good group, I must say. They are immediately taking care of everybody who's coming in here, and we know that we have a very young squad in the moment, and it makes it also easier for the academy guys to step in there. Very good atmosphere in the moment. Everybody is positive, try to help them. This is the way it should be, without being not also on them when they have to do more. But the good thing is from these guys, I must say that when all the guys are coming up from the academy, they know how to work hard because they have meanwhile the same philosophy like we have in the first team. So they know immediately that it's an intense way of playing football. When you come up here, you are on the front foot, you want to press. And this is the reason why we were putting this playbook for the club years ago to have this situation. And we always said, it's easier for them when they're coming up and know exactly what they do because there's no stress, no nervosity. You can come in, know exactly what you have to do, and then keep on going.
You spoke a lot about the playbook and the way that you give a lot of young players a chance to train with your team. They play against them in 11v11 sessions. You know, it must be really pleasing for you to sort of see that come off in moments like it did on Tuesday.
Yes, this is the way we want to go, and we always wanted to go. And this was it was worth the time and the energy you invested to put this in the club. And when you see now all the coaches, they know exactly what this is about. And with Carl, we have a connecting part in our staff team that has a very good relationship to the guys, knows everybody. You need to have this also to know about who you can take. And then it's about who deserves to get a chance to play, and when they deserve because they perform well in the youth, and then they get a chance, and then they are part of the squad.
When it comes to the bigger Premier League games, you still have young players, but they're ones that you bought. So you know, like Romeo Lavia, Armel, you know, they've grown up watching the likes of Manchester United play and win trophies. Is it a cliche to say that they raise their game when it comes to playing someone like Man United? You bring them in with the promise of playing big league games.
Yeah. I think this is the reason why they want to play in the Premier League, because of these games that are coming up and showing them how good they are against this team. I think this is what I said in the beginning. We want to show ourselves how good we are. We want to show ourselves, especially the young players, want to show themselves how good they are. And this is the way, the kind of mindset you have to have. And then it always. I think that is a good basic, a good fundament for stepping in as a young player in such a game, showing up and willing to show how good you are with not only on the ball, also for all the other habits you have to deliver. A serious performance with discipline, with a lot of passion in the right moments, and also then you can put as a cherry on the top your qualities on the ball and your passes. Yeah, this comes on the top, but at first the fundamentals must be there, and this is what they know here, and then it makes it easy for them to come on the pitch.
Just finally from me, you said last season one of the things you were really happy about was that in your squad not one player asked to leave during the transfer window, and you didn't tell a player they had to leave. Is that the same situation this season, or have you or a player had to be a little bit more firm with where you're going?
In general, we try to keep everybody with us. When somebody is not really happy about the situation and because he's not playing or whatever, then we will always find a solution. Hopefully one that is best for him and best for us.